Hello, everyone, and welcome to Writing Sprint Tuesdays with your surprise host, myself, Doug Lansborough. I'm filling in for Hank today because Hank was so kind as to swap with me for Tuesday for Thursday because I have some competing priorities on Thursday. We'll get into it in a bit, but it is February 3rd. As always, we are on deck for 3 20-minute sprints with a 5 minute break in between, starting with our inaugural 5 minute break of the day before we even get started so we can kick back, we can relax, we can say hi to everyone. See, there's some good chat going on already. Sans moi, but I'm here now to contribute my 2 cents and reinforce that yes, Avatar: The Last Airbender is a fantastic show, has some of the best character arcs ever, and Zuko is such a great redemption arc that I used him in our last W Academy workshop to talk about redemption arcs and highlight how those actually go. So, deep breath. That was a whole minute of talking nonstop, which I guess is my job, but that's okay. I need a little break to see who's all in the chat here. I'm going to scroll all the way up to the top and make sure I don't miss anyone. We have Ashley here who's feeling on the mend. I'm sorry that things aren't going so hot for you, but I'm glad you are starting to feel better and that you are here because last couple times I've done sprints, you had to jet. So awesome. DA Brandon's here. Hello. And NJ, hello. And Sarah's here. And Sarah's never seen Avatar: The Last Airbender. And I want to make sure that you know the difference between Avatar: The Last Airbender and James Cameron's Avatar movies, which I also really, really like and recommend the latest one. It was a great time. That those 3 hours went by very quickly in the theater. Bernadette is here as well. And Hilder is here. Hello. And let me keep scrolling here. Veronica, hello. And TW, hello. And Hope, hello. And Rosalinda, hello. I think, did I get everyone? Nikon is here. Hello. Christina's here. Hello, hello. And David, hello. David made it. That's excellent. Yes, Sarah, I thought so because you said that you had heard of them but had never seen any. And while there are multiple Avatar: The Last Airbender series with the Legend of Korra and whatnot in the books and all that, wanted to make sure you knew what you were getting into. And as I assigned some homework to people in our workshops over the last month, it's your homework now to go and watch Avatar: The Last Airbender. You're in for a treat. I wish I could write it for the first or read it, watch it for the first time. My friends, I am sleepy. First, let me drop the link to the sprint in the chat there. You'll find all the links down below me to our 3 sprints today. But as I said before, competing priorities on Thursday, I am selling my house, I am moving, and it is a lot of work. And when you tack on, full-time job and then full-time getting the house ready, and suddenly you have years and years of stuff that you can't even remember getting. You forgot that you had it. And you're gearing up for a photographer to come on Thursday to take photos of your house so they can put a listing up on Monday so people can come and start looking at your house all the time. It's stressful. It is stressful. So, whew, whew, I'm good. I'm here. Uh, Sarah's asking how those little house jobs are going. Not all of them are little. I'm finding most of them are not little, and they keep piling up. But we are making very good progress, and I think we should be good to go on Thursday. Still got packing to do and whatnot, but for people to come and look at it, for the listing to go up, it's going well. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I need a nap. I need a nap. And yeah, as Bond says, thank goodness I don't have a tiny baby like Robert. Yeah, yeah. Robert has been feeling under the weather too, so I don't envy him. But he's on the mend as well, much like Ashley is. We have 50 seconds or so by the time you hear that until our first sprint starts. Actually, the long walk is on my list. I just haven't had a chance. And I do want to point out that Korra was not bad. It does not deserve the hate that it gets. But when you have a masterpiece like The Last Airbender, anything that comes after is never going to live up to the expectation. It just is what it is. And that's something that we as authors have to deal with as well. When you have fans of your first book, especially in a series, there are people who are going to read the second one, and there will be a lot who love it. There will be a lot of people who are disappointed by it, and you can't do a dang thing about that except write your best book. And that's what we're here for today. NJ, I meant to say, I can't believe I. Well, I hear the is writing at y'all in 20. Bye for now. All right, that is our first sprint of the day done. How did that go, everyone? I got myself 784 words written in there. That was a good one. I'm feeling good. Feeling good today. That 20 minutes just goes by so quickly. I see OG Bloodline joined us. Welcome, welcome. And Bond saying that The Long Walk was made into a movie. I think that was just available in Canada here. It's on Crave. I think it's HBO Max or HBO or whatever they're calling it in the States and abroad. I think that's on there now, if I'm not mistaken. And Jay, yes, sorry, I thought I sent you an email, and I apologize that I didn't. But thank you very much for the book. Abby sent it up to me, and so I thanked her for it. But my apologies for not getting around to thanking you. I haven't read it yet because I haven't been reading anything. And I have a Dugget about this in a second. But thank you, I appreciate it quite a bit. Susan's just joining in now. Welcome, welcome. Oh, actually, it's on Prime. Okay, might be on Prime here too. Then, TW got some editing in. Veronica, I couldn't get into it today, but you got 158 words, and that's 158 words more than what you had 20 minutes ago. So I still consider that a win. 240 from Sarah, 561 from Ashley, 277 for Bernadette for the newsletter, 501 for Rosalinda, 177 for David. Awesome, awesome numbers. Everyone, Hilder's working on timelines. That's fantastic. Hope might have the climax for book 3, which is awesome. Um, yeah, excellent, excellent. Okay, so the Dugget that I had, and this, ties. Not that I get to make it all about myself, but I'm hosting the show, and so I get to make it all about myself. It's something that I said a lot, I think, in 2024 and early 2025, but haven't really pushed a whole lot since. Is just a reminder that writing revolves around your life and not the other way around. Our lives do not revolve around our writing as much as we might want it to. There's already a lot of guilt put onto creative people who spend time pursuing their passion, who spend time and money pursuing their passion when they could be, hanging out with friends or with their partner or doing something that generates a lot of income, right? So a lot of people do feel guilt about that, and I've seen, especially this January was weird, right? And this not really for me, other than the house stuff, but like a lot of people that I know, both in W campus and in real life, just felt weird this January. Competing priorities, things popping up here and there, not feeling well. And I see in a lot of places, wow, I wish I could have done some more writing, or I wanted to write, but X, Y, and Z. Let's just get rid of the but. Just get rid of get rid of the feeling of guilt that there are other things going on in your life. I know that you're dedicated to writing. I know that you're passionate about it. I know a ton of people here um, are in W Academy, or they've read W resources. They hang out in campus. You've joined me here for writing today, and that in itself is a heck of a commitment. So it's not that you can't feel bad that you aren't writing, and there's nothing you can do to stop that feeling from happening. Trust me. But make sure that you are appreciating that you're a human being with things to do, and sometimes you feel sick, and sometimes you have to go and clean the kitchen or take the kids to school or whatever it may be, and it's okay that you're not writing in that time. All right, then you can make up for it when you do sprints with me. You're welcome, Bernadette. That's awesome. TW, get rid of that butt. Exactly. Yeah. Christina didn't feel anything weird at all in January. Awesome. And Bond saying, regardless of how I set up the new house, we must have Mr. Moo. That's Doug the Moose right there in the background. Um, it's something that I've honestly been thinking about when I'm trying to figure out where I want to set up my new space. And I had this really good idea, but I don't know where I would put him. So so I have to figure something out. I have to figure it out. Okay, so we have 30 seconds left. So our new, oh, I didn't even share. I've been slacking. Here is the link to the next sprint. Again, all of them are down below me. They're all linked to the top of the sprints as well. Our time starting in 10 seconds, which means by the time you hear that, probably 3 seconds. So I'm going to shut my mouth. I'm going to say happy writing. Talk to you in 20 minutes. All right, that is our second sprint of the day done. I realized I didn't have the words up on screen. Well, what am I doing? Sorry, everyone. I mean, they're there. My bad. My sincere apologies. I'll make sure to have that rectified for the next one. But I got 832 words written that time around. And while you'll find the link to the third sprint down below me, you'll also find it in the chat here for before I get too far. Um, okay, let me scroll up, see what's going on here. Veronica had a great writing week last week, and this week felt like all the creative juice is gone. So you need to hear that, Doug. That's excellent. I'm glad that I could help. And David saying, not get rid of the butt with two T's. Shelly's traveling this week, so you can't join the sprints, but thanks for dropping in and sharing the good vibes. That's awesome. I hope the traveling's going well. And Chris has over a Tuesday off from work today, and you're enjoying the sprints and everything we're talking about during the breaks. Excellent. Awesome. Glad to have you here, Chris. Danny got 207, Ashley 627. Bernadette said watching my face was fun. You're supposed to be working. Sarah 451. Excellent. Veronica's feeling better at it. 321. Awesome. Awesome. 388 for David. Also better than the last one. Susan got 163. NJ 388 as well. Rosalinda 471. Bernadette 266. Excellent. Great job, everybody. What I never asked before, and what I didn't, I think some people shared, but what is it that you're writing? What are you working on? I'm still working away on some nonfiction, on some writing advice, some education stuff. So that's what I'm working on. Specifically, it just so happens that I'm writing about conflict right now, and our W Academy workshop this month is going to be about conflict. It's going to be a replay of one of our earliest workshops called No Pain, No Plot. And it's all about how you use conflict in your writing. And for those who don't know, first, W Academy, I am the dean of W Academy right there. Um, and so it's my job to make educational resources for the academy, and the academy is where we have like monthly workshops, we have weekly events, we have bonus resources, lessons, all that stuff. We have a lot of academy members in the chat here, so say hi if you're an academy member. But we did have a poll post up last week and go throughout the weekend about which of the earlier workshops we'd like to revisit, because a lot of people in the academy weren't around for the first half year, 8 months, year of the academy. And so it's nice to revisit those. And conflict won out. POV and perspective are going to be is going to be the one that I'm going to be doing after that. So that's what's going on this week, and I posted that in the academy today. So if you are an academy member, you can go and register for that. The newsletter also went out today with the link for it as well. I did forget Workshop Wizard. Dang it! You're right, NJ. Jenna's here. Hello, Jenna. Hello. David's working on a flash fiction anthology, and Jay's doing a sci-fi prequel. Awesome. Sarah's working on a short story you saw last year. It's way too cozy. Nobody died. No black magic. No evil villains. Whew. What kind of story is this? It's a fairy tale, but one of the like super happy ones. Most fairy tales are actually pretty dark. Susan's working on a rewrite of book one of your romantic fantasy series. That's awesome. It's also, I don't know if I shared this yet, but I started listening to Throne of Glass at my better half's request. I was out for a walk, and I thought I had an hour of the John Gwynne book that I was listening to in the Faithful and the Fallen series, and then the book ended out of nowhere. Not out of nowhere, I just wasn't paying attention. And so it was like minus 20 or something. My fingers were cold. I'm like scrolling through my phone as they're numbing. I said, oh, Sarah wants me to listen to this. I'm going to start listening to this. So I've been listening to Throne of Glass. I'm officially endeavoring my first Sarah J. Maas book. And I'm enjoying it so far. It's a lot of fun. We're just getting to the real fantasy part of it. I don't want to spoil anything. But I'll be chatting about that in the next sprint probably too. And then I'll probably be done it. Danny's working on an urban fantasy book, playing around with vampire rules. Think you're going to let them hang out in the sunlight? That's interesting. I want to know more about that. TW, no spoilers, please. Yep, I won't give you any spoilers. Because I am not a fan of spoilers. Okay, we got 10 seconds here. Let me actually make sure this is up on the screen. Boom, look at that. Last sprint of the day. Happy writing, everyone. I'll talk to you in 20 minutes when we're all done. All right, everyone. That is our third and final sprint of the day done. I was a little slower that time around. Had to do some real thinking about where I wanted to go next. Sometimes the words just flow. Sometimes, like Doug, what are you even trying to say here? But anyway, I got a couple thousand words written this time around, and I could not have done it without you being here to help hold me accountable to write alongside me. And so I truly appreciate it. Let me check in on the chat here. Uh, Danny's vampire, some of them are influencers, so they'll probably sparkle from regular body glitter. I was just thinking the other day, actually, how vampires, because Sarah and I are, like, my wife Sarah and I are rewatching Vampire Diaries, or just binging Vampire Diaries. And she watched the first Twilight movie the other day as well. And I saw the sparkling scene. And it's so interesting how we can take something it's an archetype. A vampire at this point is an archetype of a character, and we can change it in ways that suit our story, that we can use for good storytelling material, that can be really unique. Like, I'm always happy to read a story with just a cool classic vampire, a Nosferatu, a Dracula, a whatever. But I'm also like your vampire werewolf hybrids, your ancient vampires. In one of my series, the vampires, as they get older, their bodies shift and they become less humanoid and more animalistic until the oldest amongst them are just beasts, like bat beasts. And so vampires are really cool in that way. And you can do that with a lot of things, especially in urban fantasy. People play around with types of creatures all the time, but vampires are just some of the most common, thus some of the coolest. Keo joined in the middle of the last sprint, just casually, not doing any writing, but you got here, which is awesome. And I won't be here on Thursday, so it was nice that you could swing by. Christina's asking if there's a max word count for Work in Progress Wednesday. I don't think so. I don't know if comments have a maximum word count, but a few hundred words I think would be fine. There comes a point where in the comment thread it looks a little cumbersome if you post too much. So just paste it in there, see what it looks like. You can always share a link to a shareable link to part of your Dabble project if you go share to web. So let me keep scrolling here. All right. And we have our Baldur's Gate 3 vampire that everyone loves. That's oh my goodness, what's his name? What's his name? Oh, that's gonna drive me insane. Someone tell me, please. Someone tell me the name of the vampire in Baldur's Astarion. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you. That would have driven me absolutely bonkers. Okay, we got some gamers in the chat. Here, guys. Let's go. All right, that's it for me. And make sure you are subscribed here to Dabble, because in 12 minutes, Abby and Hank are doing a fireside chat about turning the idea for a story into a story. So I suggest you swing on over there, say hi to them, tell them Doug sent you. Make them feel the love from the arguably best looking member of the Dabble crew. And you can tell them I said that. Thank you for joining me. Brianna, Work in Progress Wednesday is a Dabble U Academy event that we put on every month. You can learn more about that at Dabble U Campus, or if you're not a member of it, you can always post in one of the spaces over there, and I can swing in and shamelessly plug the thing that I devote my 40 plus hours a week to. Thank you everyone for joining me. Thanks for writing alongside me. It's been a blast as always. Say hi to Hank and Abby for me. I will see you all later. Bye.